Right.
St. Paul's, and that's about it.
From beautiful Chalmette, it's a terrific non-district basketball contest this evening as the Chalmette Owls entertain the St. Paul's Wolves. And a pleasant good evening. Ken Trahan along with the coach Bill Gallagher and part of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Glad you're with us this evening for this contest. As mentioned, a non-district game scheduled in the middle of district play between two good basketball teams. Chalmette, as we speak, the number 4 power ranking in 5A statewide. The Owls of Butch Stockton come in at 18-9, and they're 5-0 and maybe the best district in the state in District 8 5A. St. Paul's Wolves, a very hot team under first-year coach Stephen Dale, 24-5. They are 11-0 in District 6 5A in total control of that league, and the Wolves are number 3 in the Division I power rankings. As mentioned, the coach Bill Gallagher with me. And Bill, obviously, when you see teams scheduling a game like this, a night after district play, it tells you that they very clearly had 2 things in mind: to get better and tougher and to improve their power rankings.
Well, yeah, it helps your power rankings now, and the restrictions are off as far as scheduling from the LHSAA. There's no longer a limit that you can only play one school on one school night during the week. You can only play 2 games a week. Now you can play multiple nights. So now it's up to the coaches to make sure they don't overschedule. But it makes games like this and this kind of a matchup, it's a basketball fan's dream to have this kind of game.
Well, these 2 teams have actually played once before this year, and that was a one-sided affair in the third-place game, the consolation game of the All-State Sugar Bowl CYO basketball tournament. Chalmette routed St. Paul's 95-58. But it wasn't very long after that the Wolves got red hot. They lost a competitive game to a very good East Ascension team, and then they started a major winning streak when they defeated Brother Martin in a game that we were able to cover and do on radio. And since that time, the Wolves have won 16 out of 17 games, with their only loss coming to Madison Prep.
Right, they haven't lost a district game in a couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. They kind of had their way pretty much in their district. I think when they played the first time, Chalmette was stinging a little bit from losing the night before.
To De La Salle.
Right, and then St. Paul's loses, and then they kind of took off after their loss too. So both of these teams are highly motivated teams.
As mentioned, both of these teams played district games last night, and it was St. Paul's defeating Ponchatoula last night, and Chalmette did not play a district game last night. They played Madison Prep right here before a huge crowd and played them very tough. They lost 66-58. It was a one-possession game with 35 seconds left. They couldn't quite pull off the comeback after falling well behind early in the game. In fact, if you look at Chalmette this year, their losses have come to Madison Prep, De La Salle, who's really good, Tacoma in overtime, and every other loss they have is out of state, playing in tournaments against top-flight competition.
Right, those losses don't count. The out-of-state losses don't count in their power rankings. So that's why they're number 4 in the power rankings on the non-select side, and that's why they're playing a game like this, to try to get up into the number 2 or the number 3 spot in those power rankings.
When you look at the Owls individually, it starts with Mitchell Robinson, the approximately 7-footer, right about 7 feet tall, and Western Kentucky signee, averages 24.6 points, 11.3 rebounds, and 4.7 blocks per contest. He is a tremendous athlete. We've seen him on several occasions. He runs the floor very well. He has good shooting touch. He's athletic. Sometimes you'd like to see him a little bit closer to the basket, but boy, he's a talented player.
He sure is, and I'm equally impressed with the guards that Chalmette has. Glenshaw Amos is just a fine ball player, and a little bit overshadowed because of Mitchell Robinson, but he's an excellent ball player in his own right.
Glenshaw Amos averaging 16.7 points, 6.4 rebounds a game, and Carlton Campbell, a floor leader. He's averaging 10.8 points and 2.7 rebounds per game. St. Paul's, under Stephen Dale, Coach Dale came from Christian Life, where he had 60 wins in 3 years, was the District 6-1A Coach of the Year in 2014, and he coached at U-High previously. But he's a New Orleanian because he prepped at Archbishop Rummel and was valedictorian there of the school in 2004. Very fine young coach, a guy that everybody points to in positive fashion.
All those smarts, valedictorian, and he got into coaching?
What was he thinking?
No, he's a fine young man, one of the up-and-coming coaches in the state, not just around this area, but in the state. And it's good to have him back here, closer to his hometown. I'm sure he's excited about that too.
Well, the Wolves, what they did this year, Coach Dale did, was they made a conscientious effort to toughen their schedule because a year ago they had a really good basketball team. They went 31-2, and they couldn't get out of the second round, largely because they hadn't played a very challenging schedule. Frankly, their district wasn't very good, and they got beat in the second round in a tough game by East Ascension, who I mentioned previously, by 3 points. So they toughened the schedule this year, and it's clearly made them better. And you look at their individual players, the junior Parker Edwards leads them in scoring at 18.1 points a game, 3.1 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. T.J. Bedford, the two-sport star and a football signee at Texas State, at 6'4", averages 10.6 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Devontae Allen averaging 9.9 points, 5 boards. And Chandler Owenby gives them size. He's averaging 6.9 points, 4.5 rebounds a game. It's interesting because when you talk about Chalmette, everybody thinks about size because of Mitchell Robinson, but the fact is that St. Paul's is the bigger team overall.
Yeah, overall they are. T.J. Bedford, I remember seeing him when they played Brother Martin, the game that we did, part of that doubleheader with wrestling. And T.J. Bedford just was a man among boys that night. He was really, really impressive. And so he's gonna give Mitchell Robinson all he can handle tonight.
Impressive wins this year for St. Paul's. They have a great win over Bonneville. Franklinton, a very good team, beat East St. John, White Castle, and Rummel, along with Brother Martin, of course. And their losses have come to Madison Prep, lost to De La Salle in overtime, to John Curtis and Chalmette and East Ascension. So it's a pretty who's list of teams to lose to. Chalmette, on the other hand, they've got good wins. They beat Brother Martin twice, beat St. Paul's, Riverside, Jesuit, Landry Walker, and they split with Bonneville. So these are two programs that truly don't avoid anybody. They've played all-comers this year.
Absolutely not. And even their losses are not the kind of losses to the kind of teams that will really hurt them that badly in the power rankings. If nothing else, it's going to make you a better ball team. You play better competition to get better, and that's what both these teams have done so far this year.
First time around, St. Paul's turned the ball over, and tired legs when you're playing 3 games in 3 days, as they did in that tournament, and it was really an anomaly. These two teams are certainly much closer matched than what you saw the first time around, and we expect that this will be that type of game. Although it should be said that the only loss in this stretch of 16 out of 17 for St. Paul's was a blowout loss, 94-49 to Madison Prep.
Right, it was. And, again, that was a middle-of-the-week game, I believe, after they had played a district game. And, maybe, they travel a lot. They're traveling here. It's not that far away, but it's still a travel. It's still a little bit out of your routine. But, again, traveling for these kind of games, that helps you prepare for the playoffs too. When you go play teams in other parts of the state, it's a whole different ball game than just playing at home.
Well, we mentioned Coach Stephen Dale at St. Paul's. Of course, Chalmette under the direction of the veteran coach, the venerable Butch Stockton, in his 11th year here. And, of course, Coach Stockton has been a fantastic coach for a long time at Berwick, Boothville, Venice, Gina, Lafayette, St. Bernard, and also the South Alabama women. He was the Metro Coach of the Year 3 times in 1998, 99, and 2000 at St. Bernard High. And he's now won 651 games as a head coach. He's a 6-time District Coach of the Year. And he's taken 3 different schools to the top 28 tournament, including Boothville, Venice, Lafayette, and St. Bernard. And, when you're a Hall of Famer and you're still coaching, there's something to be said about that. Butch was inducted into the St. Bernard Hall of Fame in 2013. He's a fun guy.
He is. He's a character. He's great to talk to. He gives you a little entertainment on the bench there. He goes after the officials real hard, but all in good fun. But he's a very successful coach, no doubt about it.
He really is, and of course, always good to see my friend Alvin Gauthier, who's assisting him, and now is a great coach in his own right for so many years on the high school level, particularly at Carver, but then on the college level at the University of New Orleans, where he worked with Tim Floyd, and I was doing games then. Pause for our national anthem. Pete Fountain would be proud. Great job on the clarinet
Very nice.
by that young man as we have our national anthem and get set for tonight's action. Starting lineups first up as we pass them along to you. For St. Paul's, 6'7 junior, number 22, Chandler Owenby. Also a 6'4 senior, number 23, Timothy Bedford, or TJ Bedford. A 6'5 junior, Devontae Allen. A 6'2 junior guard, Parker Edwards. And a 6'2 senior guard, and Tyler Babcock. So good size for the Wolves. It's Owenby, Bedford, Allen, Edwards, and Babcock for Coach Stephen Dale as they get set to take on the Chalmette Owls here this evening. And now we'll get the Owls starters for you for this evening's contest. Carlton Campbell, a 5A guard, starting. He's a senior. Also for the Owls will be number 2, Josh Williams, a 5'10 senior guard, getting the nod. It will be Glenshaw Amos, the aforementioned Amos, an outstanding game. The 6-foot guard, Amos, with an opportunity to show what he's all about. Mitchell Robinson is the other starter along with Corey Piquet. So the Chalmette Owls, as mentioned, are coached by Butch Stockton as we get set to get this one underway here momentarily. Ken Trahan along with Bill Gallagher. We're glad you joined us here this evening, and we sure look forward to what we think will be a good basketball game here this evening. St. Paul's will be in their royal blue road uniforms with yellow gold numerals, a yellow gold trim, and a little white there. Chalmette in their now famous white with, I call it maroon shades. Maroon. Okay, you were here.
I was here.
Okay,
maroon.
So maroon to me, it's always been maroon. Some people say, no, it's not really maroon. Okay, what is it then?
No, that's maroon.
All right, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So let me correct the starter, too. It's Larry Bentley who's the fifth starter for Chalmette. So Bentley will be the fifth starter for the Owls here this evening. Mitchell Robinson will be jumping center against Chandler Owenby. Now, Owenby's pretty big. I mean, he's 6'7", but look at him next to Robinson.
Gee, well.
It's just a little bit of a differential there, but what do you expect?
I think they even had a little joke about
Robinson the tap, and we're underway. So Chalmette with the ball with Carlton Campbell across the timeline. St. Paul's opens man-to-man. Campbell to the top between the rings. Now they double him. His pass knocked away, but it's going to be retrieved by Josh Williams. Williams backs it out off the dribble. Looks for help. Williams to Robinson. Hands it back to Glenshaw Amos. Amos top of the circle to Williams. Williams back to Campbell as they're patient. Campbell, left side pass Amos. Got his man beat on the baseline. Puts it up. It's short. Rebound Robinson. Tried to dunk it. Missed it. And then he hung on the rim. That should be a technical foul. I don't know if they're going to call it. I don't think they did.
Offensive.
Well, they called offensive goaltending, but he did hang on.
He did hang on to it, yes. I don't think anybody would have complained if that call had been made, but it certainly was basket interference.
So St. Paul's with its first possession of the game. TJ Bedford out top to Owenby. Owenby to Edwards. Right side pass now to Bedford. Right baseline pass to Allen. Now back to the right elbow to Bedford. Back to Allen. Nice cut down low to Edwards for the layup. Beautifully done. Edwards from Allen. And St. Paul's takes the early 2-0 lead. The other way, shot missed, but put back up and in very quickly by Larry Bentley. And we're tied at 2. Here's Edwards. Allen. And now Babcock. Babcock faking. No shot. Angle right, Owenby. Dribble drive, knocked away from behind by Robinson and out of bounds. And look what Robinson did once he poked it away. He was already in transition.
Already down the floor.
Waiting for someone to pick it up and flip him one. He gets a lot of transition dunks, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And, that's something that he's going to have to continue to work on going up to the next level. Is trying to work a little bit more inside.
Now, they're going to correct this. They were trying to get the ball to Chalmette. Well, clearly Robinson knocked it out of bounds from behind.
Robinson knocked it out of bounds, and it went through the legs of one of his teammates. Mm-hmm. I think they got mixed up over whose legs
they went through, sure. So St. Paul's gets it, tied at 2 at the 6:41 mark. All's well that ends well. Get it right.
That's going to be a key matchup right there. Bedford.
A lot of size, a strong young man, too. On the run, strong move. He'll get to the free throw line. Good job by Bedford to create the contact off the bounce. That's on Bentley, and that's his first. And at the free throw line to shoot a pair is T.J. Bedford. So Bedford, the Texas State football commitment, is a 60% free throw shooter. First one's perfect. And St. Paul's takes the lead.
That possession right there, you had Carlton Campbell trying to guard Bedford, and I think that's pretty much of a mismatch right there. They're either going to have to make a change on that or get some serious help for Campbell.
Bedford buries them both, and St. Paul's is back up 4-2 with our first lead change of the game at the 6:29 mark. And a whistle and a kick will be called on Edwards on the entry pass. Chalmette will keep it. Now, when you watch Mitchell Robinson, if you're seeing him for the first time, you don't see him post up on the block a whole lot. That's not where he likes to play. Here's an alley-oop for him. That's what he likes to do. Beautifully done. And we're tied at 4, and a great pass by Carlton Campbell.
Pretty pass. But to continue your thought, yeah, he likes to come. I think Butch gives him a lot of freedom in that offense and sets up a few things to have him come from the outside.
Nice rebound and tap back.
Good putback
by Chandler Owenby. And St. Paul's back on top.
Owenby's going to have to do those kind of things tonight to kind of match up against Robinson.
Dribble drive and a foul, and that will be a 2-shot opportunity for Carlton Campbell. Knifing to the basket from his point guard position. And that's going to be, I believe, on Edwards. I haven't gotten the official call. Nope. It's on Devontae Allen, who gets his first. And the first on St. Paul's. Free throw rims out for Carlton Campbell. Double-figure score, as I mentioned, runs the show for the Owls. Good player.
Yeah, as I said earlier in the broadcast, I'm really impressed with the guard play of Chalmette.
Campbell hits the second, cuts the deficit to 6-5. Yeah, Campbell does a good job running the show, and Amos is very good. As you mentioned, overshadowed because of the ominous presence of Robinson. Chalmette wants to trap now. Good recognition there by Bedford to clear it. Now Bedford down the post, mismatch. That's goaltender.
That's another goaltender.
So Bedford will get the basket. Good job to get it to him. His 4th point of the game as Bedford
again
extends the lead.
Taking advantage of the matchup against Campbell.
It's an 8-5 lead for St. Paul's. 3-ball coming in and out. Tipped out of bounds to St. Paul's. Robinson tried to knock it off of Owenby, but was already on the line when he touched it. So the Wolves off to a much better start in this one than they were the first time around against Chalmette. Bedford front court. Switch on him to Edwards. Good shooter. Bang. Edwards knocks down the triple. He's got 5. Bedford the assist, and St. Paul's extending the lead to 6. Looking good earlier, the Wolves.
Yeah, I think the last time we saw Parker Edwards against Brother Martin, he kind of had an off night. Didn't really score too much. I think he's already matched that output. Good shooter.
Good inside out here, and the ball movement excellent. There's Robinson on the block, but he didn't want to shoot.
Didn't even look at the goal.
Nope. Now he's in the paint, and they're going to lob it to him there, and he'll put it in. So Mitchell Robinson on the lob from Williams. So Williams on the lob, and that'll get us to a timeout. Robinson with 4 points, 4:37 to play in the first. St. Paul's up 11-7.
Really good execution by Chalmette right there. Robinson got the ball down at the low post, didn't look to score right away, dumped it back out, but then he pinned his man under the goal and just lobbed it right back into him. If they continue to do that and get Owenby behind Robinson's going to score a lot of points tonight.
Interesting that in the first 3 minutes and 23 seconds, we've not had a turnover in this game. Last time we saw St. Paul's, they were turnover prone in a victory against Brother Martin. So, but then again, they've come a long way since then because, again, they've just gotten better. They got football players that got their legs under them.
And a new coach that they had to get used to.
Correct. Babcock front court. Short. Long rebound, chipped out, and on the run. Here comes Campbell. All the way to the sack, and he's fouled. Edwards will commit the foul. Campbell, hustling his way forward, gets a 2-shot opportunity in the process.
Second time Campbell's taking it hard to the goal like that and drawing a foul. Gets himself to the line once again.
1 for 2 from the line previously, and now 1 for 3. Trying to cut this 4-point deficit to 3. Airborne and too long, and Edwards grabs the board. So missed opportunity there for the Owls. Double Edwards, finds the open man. Passed up the shot, back to Edwards. He won't pass it up. not happening. And there's Robinson to take the board down.
Played it a little closer to the goal defensively, Robinson.
Nice post up. Can't finish. Tip no good. And a foul will be called. Robinson came flying in from the top. Nobody checked him. It's not a good idea when you don't check him. And Chandler Owenby commits his first personal, third team foul. And that will send Mitchell Robinson to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, you know, the way Robinson plays, he plays on the outside, then he cuts to the goal, then he'll post up to the goal. You can't lose track of him. You don't know where he's going to be. You got to keep an eye on him.
Good touch, but you could see him fall back off of that shot when he delivered it instead of stepping into it, following through.
Oh, they're struggling as a team from the free throw line right now.
Missed 4 of 5. And now making the second. So splitting a pair, Robinson. And he cuts the St. Paul's lead to 3 at 11-8. Under 4 minutes to play in the first. And the full court pressure on Babcock. Edwards comes to get it and throw it away. So a turnover. Robinson comes up with it. And good pass, but lost. Gets it back. And that one somehow ended up in Robinson's hands. A little sloppy here.
His wingspan just grabbed it.
Wise to reset here and try to resettle things. Kicked it, maintained it. And now back outside. So the offense begins again. Campbell, nice lob down low. Good post up. Score it. Bentley with the post up. Campbell the assist. And it's a 1-point game, and Chalmette is on a 5-0 run now. Bedford rejected by Mitchell Robinson. And on the other end, a foul and a 2-shot opportunity and a chance for Chalmette to take the lead. If that's on Edwards, it's his second. And it is. So second. Parker Edwards picks up 2. That's bad news for Stephen Dale. And how long will he leave him in the game?
Owen Waggis back at the table right now. Maybe he's coming in for him. You know, Mitchell Robinson may be the star attraction for Chalmette, but this is a good team.
They really are.
They do a lot of good things.
Amos misses the first free throw. Edwards will have to sit with those 2 fouls. Owen Wagisback replaces him. So Wagisback will play. Second free throw good. Wagisback, a 6-foot senior. So we're tied at 11. Timeout with 3:03 to play here in the first quarter. As we get a full timeout here.
Well, as I said, Mitchell Robinson may be the center of attraction, but Campbell, Bentley, they're really doing a good job so far tonight in the early going. Campbell's taking it hard to the goal on some really pretty drives and getting himself to the line. Bentley's posting down at the low post on the block. If they can start making a few free throws, then they can put a little distance between them and St. Paul's. St. Paul's is a little bit weaker on defense right now. They're getting pinned behind the man. Bentley has posted up a couple of times. Robinson's posted up, and they're getting falling behind, and they're not sagging from the outside. So Chalmette's getting the easy looks close to the basket.
So tied at 11, and Chalmette on a 6-0 run to tie this game. Wagisback, who just checked in, gets it into Babcock, and with no Edwards in the game, who's a ball handler, they'll probably press more, and they do. The zone trap looks effective here. Babcock gets a timeout. As Coach Dale didn't like what he saw, he went right to the spot where you don't want him to go.
That's right into the mouth of the trap, of the teeth of the trap there. You just don't want to do that. You got to get the ball in the middle. Keep the ball in the middle. If you do pass it to the side, you're going to pass it before you get to half court, not once you cross half court.
What we've seen of St. Paul's, they can shoot it pretty well. They've got good length. If they have any one issue, it might be they don't have that pure guard that can handle the ball, that can really beat a defense like that with quickness, dribble penetration, and such. They have to rely on good ball movement.
Parker Edwards is more of a shooting guard
Correct.
rather than a point guard. They have, in their past games, they've used a little freshman, Bill Leahy, a freshman, but he's just a freshman.
Right.
So,
Chalmette really extending its defense now, making it tougher for the Wolves. Wagisback. That's a foul, knocked to the floor. So that foul is going to go against Larry Bentley, and that's his second. So Bentley, who's a big body and a tough guy for Chalmette, commits his second as he banged into Devontae Allen. And that's going to bring in Jeremiah Sumler for the Owls. So Sumler checks in. Sumler, a 6'1" senior forward. Bedford turns and faces up and missed the shot. Robinson clears the board. Chalmette controlling things right now and looking for the lead for the first time here. Nice entry, but before the shot, foul on the floor will be called on St. Paul's, and that's going to be on Owen Wagasback. His first, and that's 5 already on St. Paul, so the fouls are mounting against the Wolves.
We've still got 2+ minutes left in this quarter. We're going to be shooting free throws soon.
Out high to Robinson. On the handoff, Amos.
What an easy way.
Robinson can hit that shot, and there it is. And Chalmette has its first lead of the game. The assist by Williams, 13-11. Chalmette now on an 8-0 run. So a significant run here. And the double team pressure. The look for three. Strong rebound and putback. Flying in from the wing was Chandler Owenby with his second board of the game, and we're tied at 13.
I think you give the assist to Robinson on that because I think it went off of his hands too.
Taken away nicely. Good job defensively by Devontae Allen. Babcock struggling with the ball handling and turned it over. Again, that's really the one spot that you look at for them that they have to be a bit concerned about is consistent ball handling, not so much individuals. And St. Paul's will come in with Luke Andrews, who will play for the first time. He's a 5'9" junior guard. Amos baseline, and another foul on St. Paul's. That one is going to work against Wagasback, and that's his second foul. So 2 players with 2 fouls and 16 fouls already on the Wolves.
You know, another thing you get out of this game, looking at it from St. Paul's side of it, this is a time to play some kids. Even though it's late in the season, let's play them on the road in a somewhat, I don't want to say hostile environment, but an unfriendly environment, and get them playoff ready.
Robinson out high will pop for 3. And the rebound controlled by Devontae Allen. And a turnover, but they'll call a foul in the process. So that's going to work against the Owls. Called it on Josh Williams, who was on the other side of the floor. And he said, me? That's his first, the third on Chalmette. St. Paul's will retain possession. You can rest assured they'll face double team pressure as soon as they cross the timeline. An opportunity here for Luke Andrews to handle the ball. And a shaky pass there will result in a turnover. And Robinson with the dunk. So Robinson slams it home. And he continues to dominate with 9 points, 15-13 Owls. On top for the second time, 40 seconds to play. Nice hook pass to Owenby, and he's blocked, got it back. Boy, he stayed with it. Couldn't control it, though. And the rebound controlled by Chalmette on the run, which will result in a layup on the other end. Amos to Williams. Well done.
You know, what a luxury. You know,
nice job on the feed and a chance for the three-point play.
We're sitting here talking about Mitchell Robinson maybe with his height advantage playing a little bit more on the inside. What a luxury when he can come up to the top of the key like that and cause a havoc on your offense and tip the ball away and start a fast break, which he did the last two possessions.
Sumner committing his first personal, and Allen completes the three-point play. So Devontae Allen, double-figure score on the year, has cut the deficit to 1. At 17-16, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Chalmette could play for one shot. And we're going to get another foul. That's going to be a 1-and-1. So it'll be the rest of the half shooting for Chalmette. This is on Allen, and that's his second. So Stephen Dale has serious foul trouble. And Ben Seiden, who is a star in the JV game at 6'5", sophomore, will check in for St. Paul. So exactly what you talked about, playing a lot of players, although this might be by necessity.
This is, by necessity, not by design.
Free throw missed, and Seiden immediately gets a board. And now St. Paul's trapped in backcourt. They have to hurry here. 4 seconds, 3. Owenby passed it up. Got to shoot that.
Quick.
They're not going to get it off. I mean, you have got to take that shot. That's the intimidation factor. Sensing that 23 was somewhere in the vicinity, they don't get a shot out of that, and that's not at all what Coach Dale wanted. But a good first quarter here. At the end of one, our score is Chalmette 17 and St. Paul's 16. A pretty interesting quarter, Bill.
Yeah, it was. You looked like, that Chalmette pretty much had their way, but not making their free throws was really frustrating. It's got to be frustrating for Butch Stockton. Not shooting free throws well at all, and they're going to be shooting free throws the rest of the half. If they can start making some of these free throws, they can put, like I said before, they can make put a little distance between them and St. Paul's. And now St. Paul's, boy, they got a few guys in foul trouble now. I think part of that last possession and not getting a shot off, you had a lot of youth on the floor at that time. And I don't think they were really looking at the clock. Didn't have quite the court awareness that some of the veterans had. Seiden didn't even look at the goal when he had the ball there, and he could have gone in and maybe had a layup, but he passed it off. So I think St. Paul's has got to grow up a little bit with the youngsters on the floor, and Chalmette's got to make some of these free throws to take advantage.
Robinson with 9 points, 3 boards, a steal and a block thus far for Chalmette, and 5 points for Parker Edwards, but he's on the bench with 2 fouls for St. Paul's to lead the way. Oh, it'd be nice pass. And look at Seiden on the putback. I like this kid. Seiden gives St. Paul's an 18-17 lead. He's come in, got a defensive rebound, and gets a putback here. Beautiful shot. Josh Williams for 3 puts Chalmette back on top. Campbell the assist. And the Owls, just like that, jump back out to a 20-18 lead.
Let's see what St. Paul's does on this possession. They gave the ball to Owenby.
Seiden is fouled down low, so they're going right to the sophomore.
He wants the ball.
That's on Bentley, and that's his 3rd foul. So they left him in, and he's got 3 fouls now. I mean, they took him out, actually, but they put him back in
to start the quarter.
But now he's got the 3 fouls. Babcock back in for St. Paul's, replacing Andrews. And now Bentley has to sit, and Corey Piquet checks in. Here's Bedford. Seiden high post, turns and shoots. Boy, he's not shy. Robinson the rebound. Carlton Campbell's done a good job running the show, has 3 assists already. Both teams have stayed man-to-man thus far. Again, St. Paul's foul trouble. Already 17 fouls. Seiden trying to guard Robinson. Welcome to the game, son. And there's a nice drive and score by Campbell. His 3rd point, it's 22-18 Owls.
Seiden didn't do that badly of a job. He worked hard to get in front and altered the pass. Robinson just with his arms.
Nice fake by Bedford to get rid of Robinson, but missed it. Look at Seiden, but he stripped away. Stolen by Amos. And Robinson saved it beautifully. Owenby blocked it. Seiden got it. Wow.
Pace picking up. Walked.
Travel. Luke Andrews back in for St. Paul's. The 6:18 mark, it's 22-18 in favor of Chalmette. They've got the ball. 4 turnovers for St. Paul. That's a manageable figure to this point. Chalmette's only turned it over once. And now we'll get a whistle away from the ball. They're going to call this down low against Babcock, trying to front Robinson, it appeared.
That's what you got to do against him, but that's easier said than done.
Sure it is. That's 18 fouls. And it's actually Amos who's going to go to the line to shoot the 1-on-1. He was 1 for 2. And now 2 for 3. He'll get the bonus. Glenshaw Amos, really good player. On any other team would be a star. He's a second option here, but a really good one for this team.
Very good player.
6-foot guard. Second up, and Amos can't get the roll. Seiden has yet another board. He's got 4 boards already. 23-18, biggest lead for the Owls as they're on a 6-0 run as we speak. Babcock creating his own shot, but way short, and Robinson has his 5th board. Nice look down low. Inside out, open 3. And it's Bedford for the board. Chalmette back in transition. Babcock with a runner. Yes, sir.
Very nice shot. Really good-looking shot there. He's not playing like a sophomore right now.
His first 2 of the game and a 3-point lead for Chalmette. All the way to the hole. Nice move. And the finish by Campbell. Definitive edge at the point guard position for the Owls. Campbell makes it 25-20. And again, the guard play of Chalmette, quite good. Edwards double teamed. Inside outs it. Wouldn't stay down. Look at Seiden again. Trying to get, he smartly got it back outside. And there's the open look for Edwards. Yes, sir. Beautiful job of recognizing. I sure do like Seiden.
Seiden's the energy right now.
No doubt about it. Seiden's 5th board.
Look at him fighting down there with Robinson.
He tried anyway. Look at that. He got a piece of it.
He got beat there, but he's making Robinson work, and I don't know. We'll see how much Robinson likes his contact.
Luke Andrews, the foul. I mean, Ben Seiden's coming. He's got 2 points and 5 rebounds in about 4 minutes. There's Mitchell Robinson, who's got 9 points, 5 rebounds. As he'll try to get into double figures here, as he always is. Short. Again, he kind of pulls off it a little bit.
Not much legs on those shots.
St. Paul's substituting once more. We'll get Owenby back onto the floor, and then Bryce Parchman will check in for the first time. Parchman, a 5'10 guard, sophomore. Second by Robinson is not good either. Rebound long and controlled by Bedford. Cut off, finds Edwards, and there's Robinson extending on the block. Wow.
Not only was it a block, but you got the ball when you blocked it. Your team gets the ball. Too many times you see guys that block the ball and it goes sailing into the bleachers, and that's no good.
No.
The shooting team gets the ball back.
And Owenby commits his second foul, so it's a foul fest nightmare for Coach Dale right now. First free throw is short, so Chalmette really shooting free throws poorly thus far. Amos now 2 for 5 from the line. Campbell's 1 for 5. And Robinson is 1 for 4.
They got to do a better job than that.
Knocked that one down. Looked good in the process. Glenshaw Amos with his 3rd point of the game and a 3-point Owl lead.
Little trap again.
William Robinson, such a good athlete. So he gets out on the floor to go chase Edwards, who's a shooter, and he knows it.
I'm beginning to appreciate his outside play a little bit more.
I like his activity tonight. I mean, they played last night in a very physical, quick, emotional game against a great opponent, and he's playing well tonight.
We saw him in the Sugar Bowl.
Nice give and go. That's beautiful. Edwards finds Bedford. Really like it.
We saw Robinson in the Sugar Bowl, and he played on the outside, but he just played like flat-footed.
And he'll catch this pass and put it home. So Robinson from Campbell, and I like that, posting up. Robinson has 11, and it's 28-25. Owls by 3. Inside out to Edwards for the tie. Too strong. Nobody home for St. Paul's to rebound. All white shirts. PK has it for the Owls. They'll work it slowly. With 3:45 to play in the half and a 3-point lead. And there they'll go over the top again. They can't stop him.
I think they need to get Seiden back in the game.
I'm telling you, he's dominating. Down low now. That's 13 for Robinson and a 30-25 lead. And good passes, too, on the entries.
Good passes, but you got to pinch him. You got to have somebody playing in front, somebody playing behind.
Yeah, you're going to give up something, but you can't give that up because that's automatic. Parchman needs help. Behind the back, no less. Bedford got away from 2. Owenby didn't want to shoot. Nice dribble drive, though. Finished, but he was fouled before the shot. That's going to be the 6th team foul on the Owls, so the next one will put St. Paul's at the line. Robinson committed his first personal. And as mentioned, a 6th-team foul, and we'll get Devontae Allen back on the floor, replacing Chandler Owenby.
Yeah, you're losing a couple of inches with that substitution there, but you're getting a little more bulk.
Nice pass.
Caught Chalmette flat-footed there. They weren't ready for that.
Allen finds Bedford, and Bedford's got 8 points, and it's 30-27. 3 ball, short. Rebound, Bedford. So TJ slows it up. Instructions from his coach. Nice crossover. Owenby couldn't control it, got it back. Found Edwards, somehow got it off, but he was intimidated by Robinson. Long rebound on the floor and out of bounds to St. Paul's. Robinson is some athlete. He can extend and get to anything. He was already down to the other free throw line in transition.
And even though he didn't hit the ball there, he just intimidating on the shot.
Josh Williams to Robinson. They did front and back him. Didn't matter. And one. Can't stop him.
Yeah, but Luke Andrews at 5'9" isn't exactly who you want behind him.
And he commits the foul, his second. Yeah, you've got to have a little bit more length.
A little more size back there. Here we go.
And Babcock will return. Andrews will come out. Robinson has just totally controlled this first half. He's got 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. So he stuffs the stat sheet, but that's not unusual. And he gets the free throw for his 16th point to complete the 3-point play and make it a 6-point lead, biggest of the game for Chalmette.
Chalmette's done a good job of taking advantage of what St. Paul is giving them. They're giving them Robinson in the middle right now, so they're just working the ball inside.
Bedford's been good, but he's way strong here in the 6th board for Robinson. Nice over-the-top pass, Campbell. Well, he sees the floor well, too. Assist to Robinson, his first, and an 8-point lead, and a turnover, and a block, but Chalmette gets it back. There's the alley-oop. Robinson can't finish, but the putback is not good. Robinson tips. That's good. 18 for Robinson, just dominating this basketball game.
And all of a sudden, it's a 10-point lead.
Yep. Just like that, Owls open this thing up on a 7-0 run right now. Stephen Dale would be wise to have his team slow it up here and try to get some semblance of pace and control back here and get this thing to single digits by halftime if possible. Owls have other ideas. Babcock. Edwards, extra pass. Gotta like that. Yes, knocks it down. Parchman with the 3. Edwards with a nice extra pass makes it 37-30. Nice penetration. PK cut off now. Might have walked. He did. It's only the second turnover for the Owls.
So that 3-pointer by St. Paul's and then the turnover by Chalmette here, and St. Paul's is back in the game if they can convert on this turnover.
Again, they'd be wise to be patient here unless they have something wide open. Look at Robinson way out on the floor. That's inviting if you're St. Paul's attacking the paint lane area. Now he slides down, and they inside out it. Edwards gets a look. Edwards knocks it down on the nice handoff by Bedford, and Parker Edwards has 11. He's got 3 3-pointers, and it's 37-33 with 36 seconds to play in the half. Chalmette could play for one, but not likely here. We'll see. They've been able to get penetration, although they are spreading the floor.
Robinson and PK at the low post are not. They're looking like it's going to be a one shot.
Right now, if you're St. Paul's, Edwards and Allen have to avoid that third foul as well.
Right.
Edwards out on the floor. 10 seconds left.
You got to start
Chalmette
looking.
Will go to work.
Start working.
Campbell will look for Robinson or to try to take it all the way. He finds Robinson. Step back 3. He got it. As the first half expires, what a fitting end to the half on a brilliant half played by Big Mitch. Mitchell Robinson was sensational. He gives Chalmette a 40-33 lead at the break. Robinson with 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, a steal, and an assist in the first half. Very, very impressive. To me, the most impressive I've seen him.
Absolutely, no question about it. He's playing at a much higher level right now. That shot right there to end the half, it's too early to say it was a dagger, but it certainly changed the momentum because St. Paul's had scored their last 2 possessions and had cut that lead in half, that 10-point lead in half, and now it's back up to a 7-point lead.
Well, very impressive as halftime has arrived, and we'll go over the scoring here momentarily. 40-33 is the lead for Chalmette over St. Paul's. Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher with you. Here's the unofficial scoring thus far for Chalmette. Carlton Campbell with 7 points. Josh Williams with 5. Glenshaw Amos with 4. Larry Bentley with 4. And Mitchell Robinson with 21. For St. Paul's, Chandler Owenby with 4. TJ Bedford with 8. Devontae Allen with 3. Bryce Parchman 3. Tyler Babcock with 2. Ben Seiden 2 points, 5 rebounds. And the leading scorer, Parker Edwards, with 11 points. At halftime, it is Chalmette 40, St. Paul's 33. We'll take a timeout here, and Bill and I will return in a few minutes with some more details in the start of our second half from Chalmette High School. at the half. It's 40-33. Chalmette on top of St. Paul's. Ken Trahan with Bill Gallagher. And the turnovers were really not a factor in the first half. I only have St. Paul's for 6 and Chalmette with 2. So that certainly wasn't a factor at all. The factor is the fact that number 23 is here tonight, and he's in full force.
Mitchell Robinson's playing probably the best game, certainly the best game we've seen him play so far this year. I think he's playing a lot more active, especially on the defensive end. He's more involved in the offense. He's kicking it out and getting the ball back inside in return. He's got his rebounds. That's always going to happen. He's just everywhere right now. So he's playing a much more active game, a much more complete game than we've seen him play so far this year.
Yeah, rebounds are even at 12, but he's got 7. And, of course, the foul situation is one to monitor. Larry Bentley, a big body for Chalmette, picked up 3 and had to sit. See if he starts the second half. And for St. Paul's, they had foul trouble early on a lot of fronts, and they ended up with 5 players with 2 fouls each, including Luke Andrews, Owen Wagaspak, Chandler Owenby, Devontae Allen, and Parker Edwards. The latter 3, of course, are their primary players, so they have to be somewhat cautious if possible. And they've got to do a better job of fronting and backing Mitchell Robinson. He's been getting the ball on the post more than I've ever seen him against anyone else. Nobody there to push him off that spot. Of course, they'll match up Owenby. He's got the size to be able to do it initially.
He's got the height to do it, but he doesn't have the body. He's a little skilled. Of course, neither one of them actually weigh a whole lot. But yeah, they're going to have to do a better job of double teaming Robinson and making him work a little bit harder for his baskets.
Owls with the ball to start the second half. That's a good idea. They get it to Robinson, and on the follow, give him a rebound and a basket. 23 for Big Mitch, 42-33 Chalmette. And St. Paul's has no answer for it.
Robinson just did a great job of following that shot up. I mean, that was a really good play on his part right there.
Beautiful feed and the basket as Devontae Allen is able to put it home for his 5th point of the game. There's another alley-oop. Robinson just having his way, putting on some show here tonight. Yeah. Williams the assist. The passes are good. It's a 9-point lead, and here's a foul as Edwards was fouled by Williams, his second.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Chalmette started the game off with a play similar to that, if not exactly like that, with similar results.
Robinson just overwhelming the opposition in this game. 3-ball Owenby, and he stuck it home.
Line shot. Knuckleball.
So Chandler Owenby has 7, and St. Paul's hanging in at 44-38. Under 7 minutes to play in the third. Nice bounce pass for the open look. It'll roll in. That's Amos, middle wide open there. 6 assists now for Campbell.
Amos had a quiet first half scoring-wise.
Bedford, nice tap pass, but again, that's the intimidation that didn't allow that to be finished. But there's a steal and a foul.
Another foul,
and that's the 4th
Bentley.
on Bentley, unfortunately. So Bentley got the board, but then had it taken away and then committed the foul. That's a shame for Bentley. He'll have to come out again. And that will be Jeremiah Sumler checking in. They say it wasn't a shooting foul, which is somewhat of a surprise to me.
It was on a putback.
Sure thought so. So St. Paul's has it on a out-of-bounds play instead. Babcock, with the defense extended, he needs help. Owenby comes out to meet it. And again, cross-court pass, dangerous. St. Paul's keeping it, but the Chalmette defense really extending, and their guards are quick.
They may not have caused a lot of turnovers. St. Paul's hasn't turned the ball over a whole lot, but they're really pressuring St. Paul guards.
And there's a loose ball. Nice save. Babcock can't get it home. Campbell, nice pass ahead of the pack. Robinson, showtime from Amos. 27 for Big Mitch. And a double-digit lead at 48-38. Putting on a show.
I thought Amos was just trying to keep that ball in bounds. It looked like he knew exactly what was behind him.
Campbell, the foul. That's his first and the third on the Owls already in the quarter. But they have a 10-point cushion here.
You know, another thing that hurt St. Paul's in the first half was their inability to stop that transition.
Steal, Campbell, beautifully done. And he'll get fouled on the other end. Bedford committing his first. Owls up 10 with the ball. And looking good tonight. Their guard play's been very good. Robinson's been terrific. Slipped and fell, but
stepped on the line.
Stepped on the line. I hope he's okay.
I think he was just frustrated.
Yeah, I think so. So it's only the third turnover for the Owls.
Because he didn't turn the ball over until he stepped out of bounds.
Right.
I think he thought when he fell.
Well, he has a bruised elbow coming in. I saw him in the foyer earlier, and he was showing the elbow to
maybe
Coach
he fell,
Stockton.
Maybe he hit the elbow.
Mm-hmm. Edwards, smart to pull up and take it with Robinson lurking.
Smart play.
13 for Parker, and it's 48-40. Why is it that left-handers always look like good shooters?
Well, not all of us look like good shooters.
Okay. All right, so that time they sandwich Robinson, and the pass carries too tall. And the turnover by Chalmette, their second of the quarter.
You know, what Chalmette has done, I think, is really...
He traveled as a careless turnover on the catch.
They've really taken St. Paul's out of their comfort zone offensively. They really... I mean, they scored 40 points. They're only 8 points down, but they haven't looked very comfortable on offense. It's because, I think, they know Robinson's lurking everywhere. So they haven't been able to relax any on offense.
It's safe to say he's in their minds, in their heads,
Absolutely.
Sumler. Robinson, open look. Knocked away. Loose ball. Still loose. Out of bounds, Babcock. Good hustle on both sides.
On both sides, yes. Both teams. You like to see that.
Owls keeping. They've got to be. St. Paul's must be aware of Robinson here on the inbounds pass. They are. Campbell has a look. Robinson over the back. That's a good call.
Got him there.
So Robinson will commit his second. 14 foul on the Owls. Comes at the 4:45 mark. And an 8-point lead for Chalmette.
That's the other advantage that you get when you double team somebody like Robinson. You're going to have somebody, once you turn to away from the basket, in between him and the basket, and you can block him out.
Knocked out of bounds by Josh Williams. Inside out, smart. Babcock can't convert. Nice rebound. But again, the presence of Robinson made him change that.
Right. He didn't come down with it. He tried to put it up from the rebound.
Not a good idea. 9 boards for Robinson. There's a steal, but it's going to be stolen right back, and now it's loose again. Who wants the ball? How about a jump ball here? Alternating possession to St. Paul, so that'll be a turnover in Chalmette, their fifth. So
1, 2, 3, 4 guys on the floor there.
Well, I'll tell you what, for teams that played last night, these teams are playing very hard.
They are.
The hustle is outstanding to watch. So we approach 4 minutes to play in the third, an 8-point Owls lead. Bedford thought about it. He's going to challenge Robinson. It's not going to work, but he got him to come out, and that allowed the putback by Devontae Allen off the rebound, and a 6-point lead. Hit the floor hard, Amos. Boy, he plays hard. That's on Bedford, and that's his second. So no one has picked up that third for St. Paul's, which is important.
They're a smart team. You know, they picked up those fouls, but they know what the situation is. They're still playing hard, but they're playing smart.
Renshaw Amos at the line. He's got 5 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in the game. And his first free throw is money. And the lead is 7. Second by Amos is short. Edwards, the rebound, wisely steps away from defense. Edwards is a smart player. Babcock saw Owen be down low, found him, extra pass, nicely done. Very unselfish. Owen be to Allen, who's come alive in this quarter. And so is St. Paul's. They're down 5. Loose ball, Chalmette has it, dribble drive, and a foul. should be on Allen, which would be his third, so he'd be the first with 3 fouls for St. Paul's. Waiting for the official word, but it should be Allen. It is his third. And the third team foul on St. Paul's. Not a shooting foul, but now Allen, who's been their best player in the quarter with 6 points, has 3 fouls. And has to play smart now. Still on the floor. Dribble drive. Campbell all the way. Scissors to the basket. Boy, he's a good player.
Campbell did that 2 or 3 times in the first half, and he just did it again. Just nice right through the middle of the lane.
And a timeout, Chalmette up 7 at the 3:13 mark of the third quarter. Well, St. Paul's has at least kept Mitchell Robinson quiet for the last minute or two.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're where they were when the half ended. You know, that's not where they need to be. They need to make a move and get a little bit closer. They need to make sure they get Robinson away from the basket when Chalmette is on defense. May give them a couple of easier shots at the goal if they get him away from the goal. Chalmette needs to keep up that guard play and just keep hounding. They don't need to make a turnover, but they just, like I said before, don't let St. Paul's get comfortable in their offense.
Here's the 1-2-2 zone trap by Chalmette. Bedford recognizes it. Cross-court Edwards. Now Babcock smartly moves it quickly to an open shooter for 3 and knocking it down. Off the bench, Owen Wagasback. Off the assist from Babcock.
Excellent execution against that press.
It really was.
And for an open shot.
Campbell had it knocked away. But they keep possession. Just a 4-point game. Nice move by Amos. Boy, he's strong.
There he is.
Physically. And he gets to the hole and scores his 8th point. It's a 6-point lead for Chalmette. Babcock from the free throw line is short. Off to the side, and here is Amos. But he lost it. Nice pass, but they call a foul. Boy, that's a bad break for St. Paul's. They had a breakaway there.
That sure is.
Off the steal by Bedford, who pleaded his case. In the NBA, they have what's called clear path.
I was going to NBA, that would have been a clear path foul possible.
And I think that's a good rule.
I do too.
Because, I mean, it kind of violates the spirit of the game. Clear path means you're ahead of everybody and have a clear path to the basket, which was obviously going to be the case there.
Certainly.
Bedford with a spin move, trying to do it on his own. Not a good idea. Robinson has a double-double. That's his 10th rebound. And all the way the other way, blocked nicely and cleared. Babcock got the board off the block by Bedford. Smart to keep it moving as Robinson jumped out on Wagasback, who had made a 3.
They need to move it to the other side of the floor a little bit.
Right, reverse it a couple of times. Kind of displace the big man if you can.
There you go, skip pass, the extra
pass, Owenby. And he's hit another one. Owenby from Babcock. St. Paul is playing very well here. And now Owenby in double figures with 10, his second triple of the quarter. And with 1:34 to play in the third, it's a one-possession game with Chalmette on top 53-50. St. Paul is playing well.
Yeah, I spoke earlier about them not being comfortable in their offense. Well, they sure look comfortable right there. It took them a little bit to get the ball to the other side of the floor, but once they did with the skip pass, they made the extra pass to Owenby at the top of the key, and he sank it to make this a one-possession game now. This is exactly where they want to be right now. Now they got to do the job defensively, keep Robinson away from the goal, keep double-teaming him, make somebody else beat you.
Owls ball up by 3 at the 1:30 mark. Campbell, again, both teams have been man-to-man the whole game. Basketball at its purest, and a riding foul will be called against Owen Wagasback, which is his 3rd. So Wagasback off the bench with 3 fouls to go with 3 points. Devontae Allen with 3 as well, and he's resting right now. Robinson faced up, hands it to Campbell. Wide open. Back rim. And a rebound for Wagasback.
Yeah, Campbell wide open on that play. He just missed it.
Bedford out high. Looks for Edwards trying to post up on a smaller defender. He takes him beautifully to the hole. He recognized the advantage and took it.
Yeah, and even though Robinson was right there, he went strong at him.
And a 1-point game, 53-52, under a minute to play in the third. Robinson goes down low, and he's blocked by Owenby. Here comes St. Paul's the other way, and a foul. How about Owenby? And a chance for the St. Paul's Wolves to take the lead on the foul on Glenshaw Amos.
You know, I don't think Robinson has come out of the game yet in almost 3 quarters now, and he may be a little winded here.
Bedford cannot take advantage as he misses the first. Still has a shot for the tie as St. Paul's comes with Luke Andrews to replace Babcock. And Bedford missed them both. Robinson has his 11th rebound. So Owls keep the lead, and Amos drives to the hole, and he's blocked again, this time by Edwards. Strong move. No foul called. Edwards for the lead. Nope. Amos the rebound.
They've had 2 chances there to take the lead.
Dribble drive, nicely done. Good handoff. Robinson slams it on, and then he slams the ball. And that could be a technical foul or at least a warning.
I think they're giving him a warning.
That's maybe a break there because that could have been a tee.
Yeah, it could have been. I think they gave him a delay of game warning. If that happens again, it would be a technical foul.
You get emotional, and now St. Paul's likely to play for one shot up, down by 3 with 13 seconds here as Bedford crosses the timeline. 7 seconds left. Bedford inside out. Owenby passed it up. That's a mistake. You got to take that shot. Turns it over. Remember, he's hit 2 threes.
He's hit a couple of those, yeah. He's hit a couple of those.
And now with 3.4 seconds left, Chalmette will try to get this ball to Robinson with his size.
You got to get somebody in front of him.
You got to.
He's got to.
Chalmette should go long distance, but they're not doing it.
Didn't even look.
I'm surprised. And they just throw up a 60-footer. I don't understand that. So the quarter ends, and a good game here in Chalmette. After 3, it's the Owls on top of the Wolves, 55-52.
Yeah, St. Paul's came out, and maybe they were intimidated a little bit and uncomfortable in the first half, but they came out much better prepared in that third quarter, relaxed a little bit, moved the ball around, got it away from Robinson on the other side, was able to hit some shots. They had a couple of chances there to take the lead. They missed a couple of free throws, missed a shot. Kind of caught St. Paul's Chalmette flat-footed a couple of times. Blocked a couple of shots against Robinson, so they maybe that intimidation factor is wearing off a little bit here.
Could be. 3-point game as we enter the fourth quarter.
Maybe St. Paul's realized this guy played a heck of a first half. We're only down by 7. We can play.
Fourth quarter underway. And there's Robinson. And he got it back, and he misses it, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So Butch Stockton's a smart coach. Coming out of the end of the quarter, they immediately set up an opportunity to get the ball to Robinson. It will end up in a pair of free throw opportunities here. Owenby has 3 fouls now. Allen with 3, Wagasback with 3. Robinson looking for his 30th point of the game. Can't get it. We say it all the time. Free throw shooting in a close game will make a difference. Chalmette missed a bunch of free throws in the first half. And now Owenby with 3 fouls will sit. Allen will come in. So they'll rotate their stars for the first half of this quarter, you would think, before putting them all in. Will St. Paul's,
I think so.
As long as they stay in touch. Second one missed, and Edwards has the rebound.
He's leaning back a little bit on those free throws.
That's what I said earlier. It's pretty obvious. That's a correctable mistake.
Sure it is, yeah.
But if we can spot it. On the run, nice move, and putting it home. It's T.J. Bedford. He's a good athlete. He's in double figures with 10, and it's 55-54. Wolves within 1. Robinson long 3. Wow.
Haven't seen that in a while. He's been working hard on the inside, and all of a sudden you think you got him worn out, and he shoots a 25-footer.
33 for Robinson, and he blocks one here. making his presence
I
felt.
think he woke up again.
Did he? For three, in and out. And a strong rebound by Devontae Allen. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Edwards didn't like it, but I think it was the right call. So Edwards commits his third. So you got Edwards with 3, Owenby 3, Allen with 3, Wagasback with 3.
He's not going anywhere unless he picks up his fourth.
No, 3. I mean, you're in the fourth quarter now. So, and a 4-point Chalmette lead with the ball.
Make note of that 3-point shot that Robinson made. That might be the deciding factor there.
Robinson goes to the floor as he's working hard. Left him alone, so he'll take the shot. Chalmette probably didn't want that necessarily, although he was open. Nice feed, but Robinson's there, so no shot. Jump pass to Allen.
Yes.
And boy, St. Paul's is shooting the threes very well. Allen with 12. They're a good basketball team.
What they're doing here is they're not just jacking up a 3, coming down and shooting it. They're working the ball.
No
They're
doubt.
taking the ball, they're driving inside and then kicking it out, or throwing it inside and then kicking it out. So they're getting good shots.
Robinson for 3 again. Does he answer? You bet he does. 8 assists for Campbell, 35 points for Robinson, and it's 61-57. So impressive.
Yes. And you got him away from the basket. That you kind of think that's what you wanted it to happen, and then he goes and hits 2 threes.
Got to get out of the lane area. He does. And he lost the rebound, and Robinson has it, and here they come. And a turnover by Chalmette. Bedford can't finish. They'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. It's on Amos, his third. Bedford will go to the line to shoot 2. He missed his last 2 free throw attempts. He's 2 for 4 in the game, and he's got 10 points to go along with 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He's played a good game, but he usually does. Got that free throw. Shoots it very high, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And that one just crawled over the front of the rim.
And these are soft rims. They have a little give to them.
Yes, yeah.
Second one is up, and that's long.
As that one just clanged off of it.
And it's a 3-point lead at 61-58. Amos behind the back, cut off. Williams. Campbell fumbled it out of bounds. Turnover, Chalmette.
Unforced error.
8th for the Owls.
I got a feeling we got 5:09 left. There's a lot of basketball left in this next 5 minutes.
No question. Foul situation is bonus for both teams the rest of the way. So free throws on any foul, unless it's a player control foul, the rest of the way.
Neither team has really shot the lights out from the free throw line.
No, that's absolutely correct. Bedford 3 for 6 from the line. Allen 1 for 1. That's it for St. Paul's. They haven't been in the line much at all. Chalmette's had a bunch of free throw opportunities. Bedford's dangerous cross-court pass, but now an open shooter passed it up. And that's a bad turnover. And a beautiful job to Robinson. Off the Robinson steal, created it, 63-58. Robinson with 37 points.
Some really nice-looking dunks. But you know those dunks don't happen without the assists.
Bedford, another strong move, will earn him more free throws, but he's got to make some. It's going to be on Robinson, and that's his third. And, of course, a 1-and-1 the rest of the way. A 5-point lead for Chalmette. Bedford made 1 of 2 his last trip. And we'll try his luck here. And got the first. So Bedford with 12 points cuts the deficit to 4. Owenby comes back, as you knew he would. Babcock comes back for Chalmette. And here comes Bentley with those 4 fouls. They've missed his big body down low. Gives him that extra size and defensive presence.
I know we talked about him in the first half, but I'm a little surprised Seiden hasn't gotten back.
Well, he really did a good job. Second free throw short. Robinson is 14th board. So 63-59. Owls at the 4:25 mark. Robinson positioned out high. Exchange between him and Campbell. And they got a guard big Mitch out there. He's already burned him. He's got 3 triples in the game. And there he's going for another. Oh, my goodness. You talk about a heat check. Josh Williams is 5th assist. 40 points for Robinson, and it's 66-59. What a show he is putting on Sports NOLA tonight.
He's done it all tonight.
Bedford, turnover. Chalmette the other way.
There's another one.
And there's another one. 42 and counting. Big Mitch. Layup on the other end. Edwards to Babcock and a timeout St. Paul's as Edwards gets the assist. But
Robinson
that's
looks
his 6th.
exhausted.
Well, he should be. He's played the whole game, and he has been simply sensational.
He certainly has. He certainly has.
I mean, you don't want to overuse terminology. It's easy to do in sports, and I think we're all guilty of it occasionally, but we're seeing the best of Mitchell Robinson tonight.
This is the best I've seen him play. Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's done the simple things. He's done the exciting things. He's done it on both ends. You know, some really nice blocks. Good. He's intimidated. We didn't even keep that statistic, how many shots he's intimidated or altered. To say nothing of his offense. I mean, with 42 points already.
And 4 3-pointers.
4 3-pointers. Ken, I guess you saw the story this morning about the kid that scored 92 points.
Oh my goodness! How do you do that?
And I think he only hit 3 or 4 threes. Everything else was 2.
Incredible, man. I mean, you can't even fathom how that happens. Owls have a 7-point lead and the ball. 3:20 to play, and they're going to stretch the floor a little bit here. But look at this play. Nice play by Bedford, but he lost control of the ball. And Campbell gets the rebound. And on the other end, an and one. That's a game killer there.
Right there.
For St. Paul's. So Campbell will get the and one and a chance to go up double figures. The foul on Devontae Allen, and that's his 4th. St. Paul's needed to be near perfect tonight, in particular with the way Robinson was playing. Campbell missed free throw, but look, Bigger Bentley for the offensive board, got position. Oh, you kidding me? I was going to say, if he makes that, let's go home. I don't think so. Nice pass and one. There's St. Paul's coming back in it. Boy, Edwards has really done the job passing the ball. That's 8 assists for Edwards in the game. And Devontae Allen with 14 will go to the line with a chance to make it 15 and make it a 2-possession game again. St. Paul's will not go away. Wagasback back in. Babcock will sit.
I think that was
Bentley fouled out. He's gone. So his 5th foul. Fouls out with 4 points. He just didn't get a chance to play many minutes tonight because of the foul trouble.
Never got in the groove.
Allen cannot convert. Another miss at the free throw line. And it's been a real problem tonight on both sides. And a rebound for Chalmette.
You could see that one was legs or lack of legs. He just didn't have the legs into his shot.
Open look. And it's good by Williams. He's got 7. And Chalmette's back up 72-63.
Fatigue beginning to show a little bit on both sides, I think.
I think so.
You got momentum on Chalmette's side. That makes up for a little of that fatigue.
Edwards long 3. Not close. Great hustle on the rebound by Owenby, and he'll shoot 2.
Nice play by Owenby there. Keep the ball alive.
It's on Campbell. 2nd on Campbell, and at the line, Chandler Owenby will shoot 2. He's had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. That one is really hard with no arc at all.
Just a line drive.
That's not close either.
It's got no spin on the ball.
So the opportunity for St. Paul's is fading, and their missed free throws have pretty much done him in. Robinson from Williams. Oh, my. 44 for Mitchell Robinson, an 11-point lead, 2:05 left. Edwards kept it alive, tried to get it to Owenby, and it's turnover.
You know, I've never coached a player of that height.
Yeah.
Is that a part of practice? Is that a segment of practice? Let's practice dunks, lobs.
I would imagine so.
Or do they just do that during lunch hour or something?
Turnover. Bedford stole it. Comes the other way. Finds Edwards for three. Keeps him in the game. Parker Edwards, the assist to Bedford. Parker Edwards with 18. And a foul in backcourt.
Not always the foul you want way in the backcourt, but in this case,
you got to take chances because you got to stop the clock and try to get the ball back and hope they miss one or two. As Carlton Campbell has 11 points, but from the free throw line, he's just 1 of 6 in the game.
Right man to foul, too.
And he's the guy who has the ball most of the time. St. Paul's back with Babcock, and they come back in with Allen as they go offense-defense here.
You know, you hope he makes none or one, and you trade it for 2.
And he missed one.
But they didn't get
But an offensive rebound is going to kill him. Robinson ends up with him. So St. Paul's got what they wanted, but they couldn't get a rebound.
That backfired.
And that's going to be a foul out top against Luke Andrews. And more free throws. 19 fouls, so it's still a 1-and-1. This will be Glenn Shaw Amos to try it. And he's 4 for 8 in the game. Amos can't hit it, but guess what? Got his own rebound and puts it away. That should be the kill shot. And again, St. Paul's unable to get a rebound on missed free throws, and it's killed them here late. Timeout, Chalmette, 1:22 to play. Owls by 10, 76-66.
Yeah, they just fell asleep on that one. That really hurts right there. I mean, a cardinal sin. You cannot let the shooter get the rebound. And you, as a team, you should be talking, communicating. Which guy in the back lane has the shooter? You got to talk about that. There's absolutely no excuse for that.
44 points for Robinson, along with 15 rebounds and 4 blocks.
And he's played the entire game.
Yep.
Actually, Chalmette has substituted very little tonight.
They have.
Except for Bentley with his foul trouble.
Surprised that Chalmette's pressuring here, up 10?
I like it.
Yeah, that's the way they play.
I like it.
And look at this. There it is. A steal and a foul. So I like that. So my point was I agree 100% because that's who they are. That's how they play.
Yeah, that's how you play. If that's how you play, you keep doing it. And, you got this team tired right now. You take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, St. Paul's looks like they've kind of run out of gas a little bit here. And at the line,
right.
Carlton Campbell to shoot 2. But they played a solid game here tonight. Much improved over the first meeting. Carlton Campbell with 11 points. Struggled at the line all night, but not here. 12 points for Campbell to go along with his 9 assists.
I'd like to see Chalmette press again off this make. They're running out of gas. Don't ease up.
Trying to make it a 12-point game. He does. So he found his stroke. 78-66. Chalmette by 12, and there's the full court pressure. We're going to get a holding foul. You don't want to do that. Josh Williams commits it, and you go the other way for 2 shots.
Yeah, you grabbed him by the jersey. You don't want to do that. You got to play smarter than that.
So with no time off the clock, 1:14 to play, you put Parker Edwards at the line. First trip to the line for Edwards in the game. He's got 18 points to lead the Wolves, including 4 3-pointers. He makes the first. Parker Edwards, good-looking player. Just a junior. He's got another year left. He was prominent on their team a year ago. Second one's airborne and in. Edwards with 20, and he makes it a 10-point game. And a timeout, St. Paul's with 1:14 to play, 78-68. So if you're Stephen Dale, you say we go for the steal, then we foul right away.
Right.
You got to find the right guy or two to foul, right?
Full court pressure, and at this point, it's not even find the right guy. It's full court pressure. You're going for the steal. If you don't get it, you got to foul right away. It doesn't matter who it is. If I'm Chalmette, I'm bringing everybody down. In fact, I'm bringing Robinson down, and if I can't get the ball in bounds, I'm just lobbing the ball up. What a great weapon on an out-of-bounds play. Just lob it to him.
Well, the flip side of that is Robinson has struggled at the free throw line. So if he catches it, that's probably the guy they want to foul. You would have said Campbell before the last opportunity when he sank both. So
right.
Robinson may be the guy you want to foul in this situation. It's 2 for 7 at the line in the game.
Right. But you don't want to get a 5-second count here either. So if you're having trouble, send him to the goal right here. There he is. Throw it to him.
And there's a foul, so it'll be Amos who will have the opportunity on the other end. This is on Luke Andrews, and he's fouled out. So Andrews fouls out with 1:13 to play. Second player disqualified in the game. Earlier we saw Larry Bentley go out for Chalmette. Babcock back on the floor for St. Paul's. Also back on is Devontae Allen, as they continue to make offensive, defensive substitutions, and also to have players on the floor that can give fouls and not foul out of the game.
Right.
In the case of Andrews, a reserve, he has fouled out. Free throw, no good. Amos has 10 points in the game, and the lead is 10.
All right, that's turning into a good foul. If he makes this.
And he got that. Okay. So it's an 11 point lead. And he's got 11 points. A minute 11 to play. Open look by Babcock, but that's off. Robinson, a long rebound. 16 boards for Mitchell.
Get it out of the corner.
Smart ball movement. Just keep it moving. They don't need points here.
St. Paul just might be too tired to foul.
Yeah, to keep chasing.
Yes.
And good spread job by Chalmette. Good spacing. And they have good guards to handle the ball.
There's the foul.
And there's the foul given by Bedford, his fourth. With 39.9 seconds left.
I mean, I know you're tired, but if you get a foul, you should have done it a few seconds ago, not waiting until under 40 seconds.
Right. Campbell buries the first, so he's made 3 straight. Second free throw by Campbell, and that one is in. So he's made 4 in a row. And an 81-68 lead for the Owls with 38 seconds left. Edwards off the bounce. Much more difficult in that fashion. Some in the rebound. And Chalmette can run this one out if they wish. Up 13. And Butch Stockton
still coaching
and wants them to see if they can hold it here. Robinson crossover, draws an ooh and ah, but this one's going to end, and the Chalmette Owls are going to emerge victorious here this evening. Just riding Mitchell Robinson. An incredible performance. 44 points, 16 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 steals, and assist. Chalmette wins at 81-68. Bill?
I'll tell you what, he put on quite a show tonight. Offensively, defensively, I think the dagger was the three-pointer he made from the left wing, the 2 3-pointers he made. But that pretty much, I think that just took the wind out of the sails of St. Paul tonight. For St. Paul's, it's still, it's a loss, but it's a loss to a very fine team. It's not going to hurt you that much in the power rankings, because if I'm not mistaken, I think this district champion still gets an extra point. So I don't think they're going to fall any further than they already are. And so it's good competition. And we're going to stir up trouble here, but if we weren't having a split playoff situation, these two teams might play again.
We're not stirring up any trouble, just stating fact and wishful thinking, because we're not going to see it. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast. But here tonight, an 81-68 win for Chalmette. Carlton Campbell finished with 15 points for the Owls, 7 for Josh Williams, 11 for Glenn Shaw Amos, 4 for Larry Bentley, 44 points, 16 boards, 4 blocks, 2 steals, and assist for Mitchell Robinson. For St. Paul's, Owen Wagasback with 3, Chandler Owenby 10 points, 12.6 rebounds, 4 assists for TJ Bedford, Davante Allen had 14 points. Bryce Parchment had 3. Tyler Babcock 4. Ben Seiden 2 points, 5 boards, all in the first half. And the leading scorer, Parker Edwards, 20 points and 8 assists as Chalmette improves to 19-9 as they sweep St. Paul's on the year, winning it by the score of 81-68. St. Paul's drops to 24-6. Final thought?
Yeah, you might look at the scores, the individual scoring, and say, well, this was the Mitchell Robinson show tonight. It was anything but. As well as he played in the statistics that he has tonight, most of his baskets were assisted. So it really would be interesting to see the assist to made field goal ratio that they had. Chalmette has a good bunch of guards, a really good team. We didn't see a whole lot of Larry Bentley tonight because of foul trouble, but they've got 5 good starters, a couple of guys that could come off the bench. They're going to be a force to deal with in the playoffs. No
doubt, both of these teams are going to be pretty high seeds in 5A and Division I respectively, and we look forward to seeing them again down the road. I know I do. I enjoyed watching both teams play. St. Paul's shares the ball well. It's obvious they've improved since earlier in the season. They're a good team, and Chalmette has a chance to be an elite team because they played a very tough schedule, have good guards, a big body in Bentley, and a transcendent player in Robinson.
Right. Well, at St. Paul's, as the game went on, they got more and more confident that they could play against Robinson. Robinson's just a really great player tonight, that's all. But St. Paul's played with more and more confidence, and that's going to help them in their playoffs. And like you said, they're going to be a high seed, probably have a first-round bye in the playoffs. And Chalmette's going to have a home game for their first game in the playoffs. 2 good teams that are going to go far. And we may both see them in Lake Charles in March.
Well, I can certainly see that possibility occurring because that's the kind of teams that they are. And it's been a pleasure to bring this one to you tonight, courtesy of First NBC Bank. We want to thank First NBC Bank for their continuing support of our ability to bring you these games, as Bill and I are here tonight to do so. And Bill, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to our next game.
Once again, our final score tonight was Chalmette 81 and St. Paul 68 for Nat Collins and for Chip Merritt. Now this is Ken Trahan for Bill Gallagher saying thanks for joining us and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long.